Blessings. Welcome to today's Law Enforcement Daily Devotional. We're in Leviticus chapters 18, 19, and 20. And, being in the book of Leviticus, which is the Levitical law, we expect to get to a day like this where it is just jam-packed with laws and punishment. Today, chapter 18 was about unlawful sexual relations. And this chapter, I think, looked at just about every sexual sin you can imagine. And it starts off with no incest, no sex with your stepmother, stepbrother, your stepsister, your stepbrother. Wait, I already said that. No sex with your grandparents or your grandkids. No sex with an aunt or an uncle. No sex with a daughter-in-law or a son-in-law. Don't have sex with a mother and her daughter. Don't have sex with a man and his son. Don't have sex with your neighbor's wife or your neighbor's husband. Don't have sex with anyone of the same gender. And the last one, it says, do not have sex with an animal. Okay, so the whole chapter was spent on sexual sins. So glad to get that one out of the way. So we come to chapter 19, and it is just a list of different sins that, they're crimes of a personal nature, crimes against other persons. Sometimes we have so many laws, we break them into crimes against persons, crimes against property, crimes against society, yada, yada, yada. Well, as many crimes as are listed, or sins, as are listed in chapter 19, it's not near what we have in today's society, obviously, because there's just a couple of chapters that talk about them. But just like in our penal codes or in our law books, we have the elements of the offense, of the crimes, basically, but then you have the punishments. And that's kind of how this is divided up, because in chapter 20, it goes back and it lists the punishments for the separate crimes. And it goes anywhere from being kicked out of camp and excommunicated from the Hebrew nation and society to the death penalties. And if you've read this, you might have been surprised at how many of these sinful acts were deserving of death during those days under this law. So, real interesting read, especially for law enforcement, kind of compare them to what our laws are today. And we live under a different society and a different set of laws today. So we follow the laws of our day. A new Christian is no longer under the law. We're under grace. But it's just different. And it's interesting to compare the two laws and see where they match up and see where they are a little bit different. So anyway, tomorrow we're in Leviticus 21, 22, and 23. I hope you get a chance to sit down and read it and study it, kind of see what, just kind of break it down and look at it and look deep into God's Word and see what kind of revelation He has for you. But until then, be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.